Hello, this is Drew the driver with RideIntoCash. I wanted to talk to you about um, everyone who's hustling to make a pretty good amount of money per day is still in the situation where you are selling your time for money, and you will be in this rat race, even if it is your own situation where you're an independent contractor and you make a little more money, you have to pay your own taxes, and you have write-offs and stuff like that. As a scooter charger or Lyft driver or all of those different gig economy work, you are those type of people. You work a little harder, you work a little differently, you're more independent, you tend to make a little more money. That's all great and all, but it's still being a part of the rat race, essentially. You're going to continuously just be selling your time for money, and you have to find a way out of that cycle, because if you get hurt, your income dries up. If something terrible happens and you need to stop working for a little bit, you can't pay your bills. Whatever the situation is, your car breaks down. You can't continue to do what you're doing. All of these different scenarios that are what ifs and what coulds and potential things that could happen are shitty. And if they happen, they do big setbacks for people like you and myself, who are primary income earners through this independent work where we go out and we hustle, we work hard, we work long nights. We, as a group of people, need to find a way out of that by stop only selling our time for money and start buying time. And what I mean by buying time is we need to start investing in things that will create a passive revenue stream, such as stocks that have dividends, where a portion every couple months of the stock value will be paid back and you have it reinvested, and it ends up growing a portfolio. So you slowly and steadily put a little money here and there into this stock fund to grow and have a passive, and at some point it's growing on its own just with the momentum of the dividend yields. That's just one example. There are many, many different ways to make passive income in such a manner, such as if you're able to accumulate enough funds and put aside like $20, $30, $40,000, and you buy a small business, and this small business, such as like a yogurt shop or something, you work in it in the beginning to build it up and have it to where it's a system that you don't actually have to actively be in the business every single day for it to generate revenue, because that is what a legitimate business is. It is working for you without you actually having to be there. You put the right staff in place, you put the right employees, and you create an environment where it thrives, and systems in place. Franchises are huge about systems because you need it to be replicable. If what you're doing can be replaced and reproduced, then you're doing it right. And so you don't have to have active input into that down the road. That is what I mean by passive income. Ultimately, as you make good amounts of money daily, you need to have in your mind the next step. And that next step would be creating side passive revenue streams, so that if something happened to you, your money that you're earning keeps coming in. Now, it usually takes money to make money, as the saying goes. But with doing this independent work, you make good money. You at least $100 a day. If you're putting the time in, you make at least $100 a day. And if your expenses are $2,000 a month, you're making $3,000 a month. At $100 a day, you're working every day to hustle, get it going. That's $1,000 of capital to be invested. Now, obviously, that description in that example is not factoring tax. Realistically, you need to put aside for taxes. So maybe it's $200 out of that number. But still, every sum of money that you can set aside toward an investment down the road, you should, because investments are what is going to create your future and create a wealth and a stream of income that you don't have to actively work toward. And there are lots of books about it, and at some point I will talk about those books, but I just wanted to touch base on this. And essentially what I'm saying is, don't just focus on hustling on working. do that. Obviously, it's very important. But have in the back of your mind that you need to look to the next step, look to the next thing. And what you do with what you're making is what matters. Because you can make a lot of money every single day, but people tend to just spend their money. They don't put it aside. And even if you put it aside as a savings, you're not really making money on that. Because of inflation, you're actually in a way losing money by just having it sit there. You need to put it into active investments that you will receive passive income from. So look into Amazon.com and start searching books like that and about that, because that is how you're going to create a better future. Because for RideIntoCash, I created this because I wanted to talk about the different ways you can make money. And soon I will start talking about the ways you can make passive money from your money, different investment opportunities and things like that. And that's the ultimate goal. Start buying your time. Because if you set it up where you're making a side income equivalent to your monthly expenses, at that point you then are wealthy. At that point, when your income that you don't actively work toward is generating enough to cover your monthly expenses steadily, you're wealthy. And everyone wants to be wealthy, or at least wants to be comfortable. So work hard up front, put the money aside into something that's going to generate more money, and that will create the wealth you want for a future you want to live. The ability to retire one day, the ability to go travel, the ability to spend more time with your family instead of just working. All of those things you want. I want anyway, and I'm working toward it. So I'm slowly and steadily creating this plan and goals and things like that. I also wrote up a quick paragraph long article on my website, RideIntoCash. I think the title is something along the lines of Quit the Rat Race, or Don't Get Trapped in the Rat Race. Something along those lines. Because that's what essentially it is. You're just running and spinning your wheels and you're not actually going anywhere. And if something happens to you, you're stuck. You got to break free from that. So, hopefully you're having a great night, a great day, a great week. And like this video, subscribe, share it, tell your friends. Once again, this is Drew the Driver. This is RideIntoCash. Hopefully you like this one. It's a little different than the normal ones, but I'm trying to mix it up, show some different content. Have a great day. Bye.